Bob Hund, Rakaka.se, standing here with Grubby. You got knocked out, but you still qualified for China. I think we're going to start at day one, where you lost to Slivko 2-1 in the first game. How did it feel going to the losers bracket directly like that?
I didn't really feel anything about it. I think it's the best way not to really think too much about it.
Yeah. Did you? Then you had a really good run, of course, in the loser bracket, beating Ret and Nurtio, and having a really close game with Lucifron. Are you happy with your results, even though you qualified for China? But are you still happy with your results?
Let's say it like this. I think I was able to bring 100% of my training into this tournament, and I didn't expect to beat a Terran of Happy and Lucifron's level, because even though I did my best to work a lot on my PVT, it's still not where it should be. So I'm very happy that I did not perform worse than my training, but probably even a bit better with special games like Game 3 against Star Eagle and Game 3 against Ret and Game 2 against Nurtio. That's the special effect which I get from the audience, the pressure, the event.
Well, being on the old, one of the biggest Warcraft 3 gamers, how did it feel playing in front of such a big crowd? It was a long time ago, I guess, that it was this big. Like you said, the audience really make you play better, but is this the best audience in a long time or ever, maybe?
Well, not ever, but I don't really rate audiences oh, this one was better than that, but amazing audience, and I think it's been very nice meeting and talking to some of the Swedish fans in person, when they come up for signature picture, because I kind of like Swedish people. I think seems kind of fun-loving. They're always joking. They're always really down to earth. They're cool. Quite fashionable. I mean, yeah, it's nice to be here and to be in a country where esports, relative to the population of the country, is very relevant, and yeah, that makes it really cool to play here, to come here.
You won the WCS qualifier in the Netherlands. You won against Ret in the finals. How did you expect to win against Ret that time?
I expected to win every match that I played here. Slivko, the 5 loser bracket matches, except I guess the match against Lucifron. I didn't expect to win, but I knew it's possible, and I did my best to do it. But I didn't think it's 100% gonna happen. For the other games, I thought it was gonna happen. I was kind of surprised I didn't win against Slivko, but anyway, I know the mistakes I did there, and yeah, that's it.
You're qualified for China, as I said before. How does it feel going there once again? You have been there a lot of times, being a Warcraft 3 gamer. You are still really huge there, I think. How do you think that the StarCraft 2 audience, how big will it be? And maybe will you be the biggest star there of everyone?
I don't know. I guess not. If there's gonna be any, is there gonna be any Chinese players?
I think they had a qualifier already for Chinese players, and they are. I don't know who won though, but I think they are.
Yeah, I think the Chinese crowd is gonna cheer pretty hard for the Chinese players, but I think the Chinese people, in general, they're very embracing to foreign stars and foreign players. So I think they always gave a pretty healthy applause and cheer for even the opponents of the Chinese players, and for people not from their own country, which I think is pretty cool. I hope it will be a really good event. Obviously, I have a lot of memories in China. I'm glad to return there, but I do have to warn you, StarCraft 2 is not the #1 game right now in China, I think. I don't think it's top 3. They're really into the Dota and so on. So I hope we get a really awesome crowd to come to this event. I really hope so.
Do you think that it's a good move of Blizzard having the finals in China, maybe to get more attention from the Chinese people, or what do you think of the choice?
I don't know if it's a good move. I don't know who decided it. you could see it kind of like a make or break moment for China. The game was released late in China. Most Chinese people don't like paying for games. They like the free games with potentially paying for like minor attributes in the game. They're not really used to it. They pirate a lot of games in China. And StarCraft 2, I don't think it's piratable yet, which is good for Blizzard. So it's been hard for StarCraft 2 to take off. This event, with so many foreign talent and so many of the best players in StarCraft 2 coming, if this isn't going to do it, then I think it's going to be hard to get China to come over. So maybe it's an experiment or an attempt to get China into it. Maybe. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, of course. Do you think that the Chinese scene, would that be really good for StarCraft 2 to have them in? Like in Warcraft, like they were so good, of course, and they have so many good tournaments. I think it's WCG 09 or something like that. I don't know if that was one that you won. Yeah, and that is like to me one of the biggest and best events ever. And like we haven't had WCG, of course, it's not as good as before also, but yeah, do you think that the Chinese would be really great to esports, or would it be more like they would keep to themselves?
I think it's very important to try and get the Chinese crowd to be involved in esports. More important than I think a lot of people might necessarily realize, because China has so many gaming companies. They're very closely affiliated to Taiwan. They have a lot of potential sponsors. They have a huge population. They're very passionate people, culturally rich, and because there's so many people, if you get them to like the game, like we had with Warcraft 3, Chinese people, they'll be your biggest friends. Like it's funny because a lot of Chinese fans, they're not just asking to be your fan, like they're asking to be your friend. They're very welcoming to you. And if you are kind to them, then you can become friends easily if you cross the language barrier. So I think it's a really nice country to try and get in. So I hope that this event will indeed achieve that goal.
Talk a little bit more about the event. How has the event been to you, and how important do you think that this event is for maybe the growth of StarCraft 2 in every country? Like in this tournament, we have so many rather new names like coming up that like Vortex, Lucifron, Baby Knight. Like
Lucifron is not a new name.
No, of course.
A lot of new Zergs, yes. Yeah, Baby Knight.
I meant like new, like Lucifron was of course big in Warcraft 3, and he was good at maybe the beginning of the beta, but he hasn't been like one of the top contenders, if you know what I mean. Like now they are beating all the good Swedish people. Yeah, so like. Yeah, about the tournament, and what do you think that, how important is it to the scene?
Very important. I really wish upon a star that Blizzard will do another WCS after this one. I think it's the necessary replacement of a less relevant WCG. WCG Hall is held very dearly in my heart, of course. I've won two. I'm in the WCG Hall of Fame. But it's not as relevant in StarCraft 2, it seems. They went into more mobile gaming and other games and so on. This is like the global event, I think, that can unify the StarCraft 2 world. You've got the new stars who are coming up, like the new players, and WCS, more than any other event, is an event whereby you can say, you think you're good, go play in your country's nationals, and if you get there. At first you may not amount to much yet, you may just qualify in your own country, but then you have such and so long to qualify for the European event. And it's very motivating. Like people who complain that they don't have enough motivation, it's usually because they don't have a goal. WCS is a goal, and it's not just one goal, it's a multi-layered, multi-tiered goal. It's what the scene needs, really.
So of course you have a lot of good to say about the WCS, and like every other player has, but if you could change some things, what would that be for the future?
The map pool, for sure. It's a lot of older, not so relevant maps anymore, with a lot of imbalances, like Shakur's Plateau, Tal'Darim Altar, Antigua Shipyard. I don't think a lot of people really enjoy those maps. Like most of the players, they get vetoed almost all the time. And I don't think they're very nice. Like good maps, Daybreak, Ohana, Cloud Kingdom, and Tomb Valley, they're all good. All races have pretty decent chances on all of them. But I think the other three not so good. So I hope there'll be a revamping of the map pool in the next season.
Thank you so much for the interview. Do you have any last words?
Thank you, Rakaka. Good luck with your website, and please show your support for me, as always. I really enjoy it, and of course thanks to my sponsors.
Good stuff. Some posing. Thank you so much for the interview, and good luck in the future.
Thanks. Bye.